So in this chit chat, we're going to go over everything nursing in the Bahamas. And so if there's anything that I leave out, just leave a comment down below, leave a question to what it is you want to know. And of course, I will respond. So I want to say nursing is nursing. However, I'm sure nursing in the Bahamas is more similar to those other Caribbean islands. And I think it's a vast difference between nursing in the Bahamas and nursing in the United States of America or Canada or Europe or wherever else. You get the point, right? So first things first, with nursing in the Bahamas, of course, like anywhere else, you have to go to an accredited school. So for me, I went to the College of the Bahamas, which is now the University of the Bahamas. However, you don't have to go to school in the Bahamas in order to be a nurse here. I say all that to say that you want to go to an accredited school. I'm sure once you apply to nursing here, they would ask you for all the necessary documents that you need. I don't have them on hand, but of course they would want to compare your nursing credits to what it is that we do here. So one time ago, they used to only offer associates. They're now offering your bachelor's degree in nursing. And I see some persons that hold their associate's degree, they actually go back, get their bachelor's degree. Fine. Right now, I think what they're really looking for are more registered nurses, because we also do have TCNs. So while I'm on that point, we have RNs and TCNs. In the States, I think they have RNs, LPNs, CNAs, you know, the list goes on. That's our nursing, you know, creative staff. So once you're done, now you may have just finished school, or you may have been a nurse for a few years in your country. So what you would want to do is apply. So I'm going to get to that later on in the video, but I just wanted to give you a little insight of nursing in the Bahamas, because that's what you came here for, right? Okay, so I mentioned the grade of staff that you have once you're on a shift, right? So the different shifts that we work are 8 to 4, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 3 to 11 p.m., and 10:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. in the morning. So we do all 8-hour shifts. So I know, for example, and I'm going to keep referencing the United States because that's all I know. So I know you guys over there, you do 12-hour shifts and you do 3 12-hour shifts. And I think that's consecutive days, or you can split it up however you want. Us? No, baby. You know, it's not, we don't get that luxury. We don't get that luxury of doing that. So you work 5 days, 8-hour shifts, and you get your 2 days off. Okay, so now we do have something called a long weekend, which is where you have to work a whole like 7 or 8 days until you can get your long weekend. It feels like a mini vacation. It's 4 days long, and you can really get a lot done within those 4 days. And so that's almost equivalent to, you know, when you work your 3 days in the United States, you work your little 3 days and then you have the rest of the week off. That's your long weekend. Is almost equivalent to that. But you get that maybe once or twice a month. It's not every weekend. So yeah, I know. So now on to the uniform. Now we wear mostly white uniform, scrubs, or you can wear the dresses. But it does depend on the department, the area where you work. So sometimes you may be able to wear seal blue, navy blue, royal blue, or just white, just plain old boring stinking white. I'm tired of it, but that's how it is, you know. So you wear your white top, your white bottom, white socks, white shoes, everything white. We do have an official nursing uniform that comes with your hat, your dress, you know, all of that. But, and you can wear that, not the hat. You could wear your dress on a daily basis, but you don't have to if you don't want to, only on official days, okay? So we have an official uniform. I don't think they do that in the States. But yeah. In terms of the different areas that you can wear these different uniforms, it's more like specialty areas, and I won't get into detail, but you do have your nurses that work in the medical area. You have your surgical area, dialysis, NICU, ICU. We have all of those wards in the hospitals. I should have told you that we have 2 main hospitals in Nassau, Bahamas, because we do have outer islands with clinics. But in terms of Nassau, the city, we have 2 hospitals. So that would be the Princess Margaret Hospital, we call it PMH, or you have Doctors Hospital, which is privately owned, right? So in the PMH, that's the government hospital, you have all those areas like I listed before. You can probably go on the website. I'll also list that down below if you want to apply and, like I say, get more information, more insight. But I just wanted to bring you guys, you know, a little bit of deets, a little bit of the tea, make you guys aware of the hospital that you would be coming into. So if you have specialized in any of those areas, that would be good, or even better. But for the most part, you don't really need a specialty to work in these areas, because I worked in NICU for a few years, sort of fresh out of nursing school, and I didn't have a specialty. That's something that I'm thinking about, but I didn't have a specialty at the time. And so, like I said, I think it's more of where they need the demand for, and that's where they would place you. Now, sometimes you do get floated out, which everyone hates. I personally hate being floated, especially being a NICU nurse or a peds nurse, and then they float you to the adult wards. Like, why? Why would you do that? That's my thing. So there are times when you get floated out if there's too much staff in one area and then a shortage in another. But I'm sure that happens everywhere, right? Right? Now, the pay. I'm sure everyone wants to know about the pay.
I need to feel you, Jerry. Show me the money. Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money.
I'm really wondering if I should leave that for another video. You know what? I think I'll give you guys a little on the pay, but in terms of what I make as a nurse in the Bahamas, I think that's going to be a separate video. So you'll have to subscribe to the channel and stick around to find out how much I'm currently making now as a nurse who's been there for a few years. But for right now, the starting salary for a nurse, well, let me say this. One time ago, like when I started, child, please, my starting salary per hour, I think, was only about $12 and some change. And I know that's definitely chump change to you guys in the States. But for us, our starting salary was like I said, like 12 something an hour. And eventually it increases based, you know, like each year, because of your experience, that increases. So I'm no longer making $12 an hour, thank God. But that was the starting salary per hour, or I should say the starting wage per hour when I started nursing. Okay, and that was a few years ago. So now I would have to find out what it is. I think it'll be different for foreigners that would want to come to work in the Bahamas, because you guys would work on contracts. So you would work on a contract basis, maybe for like 3, 5, and 10 years. Not quite sure, but if I have enough persons that like and comment on this video, I can definitely get some of my foreign nurse colleagues to maybe hop on the channel with me and talk a little bit more about their experience as a nurse in the Bahamas, their starting salary, the contracts, how much they make. Shoots, I might be able to even hook you guys up with their contact, especially from the Filipino community. We have a lot of Filipinos at work, and there was someone that commented on one of my videos asking me about nursing in the Bahamas, so shout out to you. And then we have Jamaicans, we have Africans, so I think I may want to dive into like the culture and the diversity of nursing in the Bahamas. And so maybe if I could get a few of them to hop on my video, that would actually be cool. So stay tuned for that. I don't want to make this video too long. If you do want to apply to do nursing, to work as a nurse in the Bahamas, I would say to hop onto Google and search the PHA. So that's the Public Hospital Authority. I'm going to type it down here, and you can definitely go on their website to check out more about nursing in the Bahamas and how to apply. Before I go, I also want to mention charting, because that's one of the most important things and one of the main differences between nursing here and nursing anywhere else. We're still doing paper charting, okay? So for our physical assessment, our end of shift report, whatever it is, it's paper documentation. And so I know that's a big difference between here and other parts of the world, and hopefully we'll get to it soon. Hopefully we'll hop on the technology train, and someday, you know, I'll be able to just type in, oh, patient's asleep, patient's comfortable, blah, 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 patient had their meds, you know. And the pharmacy is another thing, but I think that's a conversation for a whole nother day. Pharmacy and medication and stuff like that. I think that was a mouthful that I gave you guys. I hope this video was informative. Like I said, I will create more nursing content as, you know, the days go by or whatever. And so stay tuned for those. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Help your girl out. You know, we're trying to grow this year, so I want to bring more nursing content to you guys, but I need to know that you're here, you're watching, and you're interested. So with that being said, I will see you, my friend, in the next video.